It's great to have a spring break for a whole week, said Miles as he was sitting on his bed. Yeah, I mean, it's really nice to just have 1 week that we don't have to be worrying about studying and all that, said Noah. So, what's your plans for the spring break? Asked Miles. I'm actually going back home to spend time with my family since, I haven't been able to spend time with them much since they live across the country back in Oregon, and we are here all the way on the East Coast in New York. Yeah, I can understand that. What about you, though, Miles? Oh, me. I'm actually going to stay here in uh, in New York to spend time with my girlfriend Mary, and well, maybe spend time with her family. Huh? You know that. Well, what about Claire? Oh, she's actually told me that she's going back home to Tennessee to see her family. Oh, so you'll be able to see her as much? No, but we'll have to call her from time to time, FaceTime, just to catch up with things. Well, that's a good thing. That kind of things exist. I'm near agreed on that, said Noah. That same evening, Noah took out Claire for a date. Claire and Noah had been dating since the first year of college, and they even got engaged during the second year. They were just happy to be together. But he hasn't even told his family except his older brother, Theo, since he has been studying in New York while his family is back home in Oregon. And he only sees them only like big holidays like summer break or Christmas. But this time he decided to go back home for the spring break. I'm gonna miss you, said Claire. I will miss you too, but at least it's gonna just be for about a week. I mean, a week is a long time. Well, true. I mean, we won't be able to part for the whole summer. Yeah, but at least we will be able to call each other. That's for sure, said Noah while nodding. And by the next day, they gave each other a hug, and Noah went home, and his parents picked him up at the airport. Noah, how you been doing, son? Oh, hey, Mom, Dad. Nice if you could pick me up from the airport. Anytime for my son. So, how has study been going on? It's going quite well, actually. A lot of studying, a lot of parties, I assume. Nah, not really, Dad. I'm not much of a party type. If I have some party, it just will be Miles and some of my friends in our dorm room. Small party, like pizza, watch a movie, something like that. That type of party, but I'm not much of for nightclubs or anything. Ah, I assume that those are some are at your college are. Yeah, some are, but I was being actually invited a few times, but I declined it. Alright. So, do you have any plans for staying here though? Asked his mom while they were driving home. Um, Perhaps just visiting some old friends. Just relax for the most part. Oh, that sounds good. After they get home, Noah went to his old room, laid down on his bed, just relaxing, and he did text it, Claire, that he arrived home safely and that he misses her. She typed the same thing, and the next day after that, Noah's parents had went to work. It wasn't until like noon when Noah decided he wanted to leave the house. He just wanted to get some fresh air, just since it was a beautiful day, and he was a bit bored at home, so he just left the house and just walked around in town. And as he was in town, did in fact run into some old classmates from high school. Some of them asked him how his life had been in New York at the college. He told them the truth. There was a lot of studies, a lot of exams, but it was overall a good time. It happened that they even asked him if he's going out to parties. But he said no, he is not the type of person that's just going out parties a lot. In fact, it happened that he has small gatherings in his dorm room with some close friends, but that's much it. Around 4 p.m., he went home. He just watched some TVs, but that evening, he had the most shocking news that he ever could imagine to happen. Noah, yeah, do you remember Sadie? Sadie. Noah thought of her a moment. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember her. She went to the same high school as me. And as far as I remember, she actually went to college herself. Yes. She's actually in college right now and studying to be in business, like her mom is. Oh, yeah, well, I'm glad to hear that she is doing well. Yes, so what about it? Well, you see, her mom, as you said, has a business owner. We had been approached by her, and she talked to us. And we talked about something which we all agreed on. And what did that be? Well, we agreed that you should marry her daughter, Sadie. Noah was speechless. We thought you would like the idea. I mean, we had already arranged that you were already engaged and all. That made him even more speechless. Wait, okay, let me guess. Let me see if I get this right. Sadie's mom talked to you guys. Yes. And that she wanted me to have this arranged marriage with Sadie and that we already engaged? That's correct, said his mom. Um, what did Sadie have to say about this? I mean, is she okay about this? She said that she didn't mind. He then said. And they're actually coming over tomorrow for, for dinner so that you can get to talk to her a little bit more. Assuming you haven't seen her in a while. No, last time I saw her was when she left for when we both finished high school. That's great. Will have been a lot of fun to talk about. And even though that evening, after he went to bed, he just lay there. He couldn't believe that his parents had just decided to set him up for arranged marriage with someone that he even did know quite well. In fact, Sadie and Noah were very close friends back in high school, but they were never in anything remotely as romantic between. He saw her just as a close friend, not even more. And now he's in fact been dating and now he's engaged with Claire. But now it's apparently that he's been engaged with Sadie. He had no idea what to do. He could just simply told his parents that back then at table that it's not happening because he's already engaged. Because if he had told them that, it's possible they may just simply have just called Lydia Sadie's mom and called all thing off. But there was also a possibility they just been telling him to break off engagement with Claire so that he could be marrying Sadie. He asked his parents the next day, just before they left for work, just to make sure what was the main reason why he did ask to be marrying her daughter. Well, it turned out that even though that her daughter is the one that's supposed to be taking over the business, and she was hoping at least that her Sadie's future husband would be the next president of the company, and she assumed at least that Noah would have been a perfect candidate. After all, since he was also in college and went to one of the best colleges in New York, was also studying business, he was really confused and a bit worried, even though that he could just send to his parents right then, right before they left. But he didn't. That evening, Lydia and Sadie came over, had dinner, they talked, even though Noah wanted to tell Lydia that it's not happening. But he couldn't get himself to bring out the words. And even before anything like that, the dinner was over. But Lydia had arranged so that Noah and Sadie could spend the time together during their spring break. So they did. But Sadie told later Noah she didn't want to marry him because she saw him like a close friend, nothing more. And he totally agreed because he mentioned that he already is engaged with someone else. But he was worried how to be doing this. Because even during this time when he was at home and when if his parents was out for work or doing something else, when he was calling or FaceTiming with Claire, he always put out this good poker face, just acting as nothing was wrong. Because he didn't want to worry her. But somehow it she fell for it. Then, after about a week, spring break was over, and even though his parents had told him that they were hoping that he will move back home so that he can be with to tie the knot with Sadie. He said they might take a while since he's now in his second grade of college. So it won't be for another 2 more years, which they agreed to. But on his way back home to college on a plane, he was playing the whole scenario back in his mind after what his parents told him. He still couldn't even believe it. And since when he arrived to New York, he took a taxi to the college. And since the college wasn't supposed to be work start up till after the weekend, since he arrived on a Friday, and after he arrived, he started thinking what to do. So he came up with a plan. He took out his phone and called for one person, Theo, his older brother who was living in New York. And he was like, "Hey, little brother, what's up? Oh, hey, Theo. How was home? Ah, that was great, actually. You know this. Parents aren't always so fun and active as their energy, work, and all that stuff. So, you're assuming you're back in New York? You bet. By the way, do you have any plans for tonight? No, I don't think so. Great. How about you and I and maybe Miles getting a drink at a beer or a bar or something like that? Sure, why not? I don't have in mind, and my fiance don't mind if I go out with my own brother, so sure, why not? Great, I'm gonna text Miles and ask him about it and let you know. Great. Then he texted Miles and Miles was up for it. They decided to went to the local bar that was pretty much close to campus, and both Theo and Miles was already there waiting for him. Hey, little brother, it's been a while. Yeah, like what, a week? Hey, don't make that. I don't worry. So, how was home? Asked Miles. I did actually factor into some old classmates from high school. No kidding. What have they been up to? Some of them were actually working. Ah, that's great. Some actually went to community college in town and some, yeah. Ah, something else happened in town, didn't it? Asked Theo. Uh, yeah, something did for sure happen. Alright, spill the beans. Tell your brother what has happened. Well, before he tell them, he took a sip on his beer and well, here was the thing that happened. And after he finished, both Theo and Miles looked at each other shocked, and they both looked back at him. Wait, are are you kidding me? Your parents are set up for a marriage with someone you know? Wait, did you say Sadie? Yeah, pretty much. And yes, it was an arranged marriage with Sadie. And Theo, his older brother, just shook his head and said, I can't believe it. Right? I believe it, our parents that just, been so crazy. Tell me about it, said Noah, and took another sip of his beer. You know, why did you just tell them? I wanted, but I didn't know how. And in fact, I don't have no idea how they would even react. Hmm, that might be true. By the way, have you even told your fiance about this? No. What? You hadn't even told her? I mean, how supposed to be telling her? In fact, she wasn't even back. If I told her, there was nothing she could have done. She's back. She was back in Tennessee. Oh, that's. I prefer to be telling it in person though, but I decided to do it tomorrow. Oh, right. Well, good luck, little brother. Thanks for the support, big brother. Hey. But yeah, if you need anything, just let me know. Great, thanks. And but the next day, when he went up with to meet Claire at campus. So, you want to talk to me about something? Yes. You may have to sit down for this. Is it bad? Well, that didn't even define how bad it is, but yeah, pretty much. Then they both sat down and she listened as they'd been telling her, even though there wasn't much long talk. I can't believe that your parents had even considered doing this. And even this Sadie girl you talked about, she doesn't even like the idea either. Yeah, and she doesn't want to tell her mom. Well, her mom is a very strict lady. Oh, well, does she dating anyone? I mean, Sadie? Well, she did tell me she was actually having this long-term relationship with a guy from the same college. So, and she also had no intention to take over her mom's business. Oh, well, she told me that she is actually going to hoping marry this guy and start working for his family's business. Oh, well, that's something. Yeah, but what should we do? I mean, you could just call your parents and say, "Oh, by the way, I'm actually not going to marry your daughter, that friend's daughter of yours," and just, if it was that simple. I mean, it's just simple. Just you can take up your phone, call them. Yeah, you know, I probably would do that eventually because, since they were the ones that paying for my college, and if I just tell them, and bad scenario, they will cut off all funds from my college, and I had to drop out. Oh, so you have to be lifeline for the next 2 years? I'm afraid so, but I won't be able to see them as much back home since I'm only going over for the holidays. Yeah, that makes sense. So for next several months, even when summer break came, he made an excuse that he came home for the summer, that he was going to stay and spend time with his older brother and his fiancée, which his parents bought well enough. But then it came to Christmas, or about this particular holiday, he thought. But lucky enough for them, because it turned out his parents were going on a cruise on the actual Christmas, so he wouldn't have to be worrying about it. And so he decided just going to spend time with his brother and his fiancée along with Claire. But then, as time went on, they eventually finished college. And Noah decided to stay with his brother's place for only a short time, since his parents were busy at themselves. But his brother was like, Noah, what are you going to do? I have no idea. You know, eventually Dad will call you and ask when you're coming back home. Yeah, but what can I do? Hmm. You know, you can just tell me the truth. But I don't know what to say. But his brother's fiance said, why don't you just go? Go where? To Tennessee with Claire. Still down there. I mean, you did finish college for business degree, right? Yeah. And since her father owns a company, a software company, yeah. So why don't you just go to Tennessee and apply for work in Claire's father's company? Since after all, what you told us, her family likes you, and you are good in programming it yourself, aren't you? Yeah, I mean, I studied a lot of programming back in high school and even on my spare time in college. You know what? Yeah, I will do that. Great, I will help you with that. How? Pay your ticket, of course, by default. Drive you all the way? No. Thought so. So when he called Claire, who was already back home in Tennessee, she was actually not against the whole idea. In fact, she even had her dad on the phone. Dad, um, Noah has an idea, and it turned out also that she had informed her family about this situation. So, it turned out my daughter told me that you want to come over here and start working for my company, and that's correct? Yes, it is, sir. I really much want to do that. And I had studied a lot of programming. Don't say much. Well, pack your things and come over here. You can stay in our place. Are you sure about that? No worries. A lot of place, plenty of rooms. So Theo actually bought a ticket for him, only one-way ticket to Tennessee. When he arrived, of course, Theo was happy to hear that he arrived safely, and Noah was picked up by Claire and her mom. And her mom was working as a high school teacher. It's great to see you here, though, Noah, said her mom. Yeah, it is, isn't it? So, have you told your parents about this sudden move? No, actually, I'm planning to shortly. And about a week later, Noah started working for Claire's dad's company, and it was right after when he was officially hired, when he decided to simply call his parents about this. And that was one call that he will never forget. So, Noah, when are you coming back home? About that, Dad, I'm afraid I'm not coming back home at all. Say, what? Why not? You're supposed to be marrying Sadie Wall. Dad, that is what you and Mom had intentioned me to do. But have you thought of what I want to do? Of course we do. You want to marry her because you like her. Yes, I like her, but as a friend. I was never intended to marry her at all. In fact, I was already engaged with someone else. What? He screamed almost angrily. It's true. I was being engaged with a girl by the name Claire since my second year of college. And that's the reason I'm not coming back home because I'm already have a work. Say what? And I had to be in breaking news back then. But Sadie, she didn't even want to marry me at all. She already had someone else. And from what she told me, it was probably for the best. And in fact that and Claire, we are getting married soon. You will not. Who else knew about this? Well, pretty much everyone back home. Claire, of course, even Theo. He had known about this the whole time, but he never told you. Because I asked him not to. Say what? And that was another reason I didn't tell you, because when I'm back in college, because I probably know sure you would act like this and you would cut me off my fundings for college. Well, damn sure I would, he screamed. Well, good thing I didn't tell you for the next 2 years afterwards. But yeah, it was good to know you, Dad, and don't expect you and Mom will be invited for our wedding, because as you act right now, I pretty much sure you didn't want to be invited at all. So, yeah, thanks for all, but I'm pretty much will be on my own from now on. So bye. Before his dad could say any other words, he just hung up. You really said that, didn't you? Said Claire while she was in the background. Yep, I did. And a couple of months later, Claire and Noah did get married. They decided to have a small wedding, and in fact, they invited only their some of their close friends, and Miles was asked to be his best man. And even though he was just happy that his parents didn't even show up. In fact, he didn't even send an invitation. But he did send them a photo of him and Claire on their wedding day, just saying, I am happily married and I would not regret my choice. So, hope you understand, and if you don't, I'm fine with you guys out of my life, he wrote. Theo, his older brother, was just happy for him. I can't believe to see my only brother getting married after me. Well, I decided to wait after college. Good point. But I'm glad for you guys. Thanks. And after that, Noah's still working for the company for Claire's dad, the software company, and he was showing a really progress on his programming. But there was still a lot of things that was really much affected him. Because he was worried that his parents would show up and try to break up their engagement or their marriage. But they did. But then, about 2 years after they actually got married, they made an announcement. They were pregnant with their first child, a daughter, which they were going to name Bella. They were so happy. And about 2 years later, they made another announcement about their second daughter, which they called Miranda. They were just both to be happy to be parents. But then, when Miranda was 1 and Bella was 2, it was a shocking visit on the family doorstep. Suddenly there was a knock on the door. Claire's mom went to open the door. Noah, can you come over here for a moment? Yeah, give me a second, I will be there. Who is about that? Before he could finish by his sentence, he did notice who was standing by the door. His parents. Oh, you two. I can take care of this. Are you sure? Yeah. Then Claire's mom left. So, what can I do for you two? Is that the way you greet your parents? Sorry. What can I do for you two? Alright. First, we're here to apologize for what we did all those years ago. For setting you up for this arranged marriage. We were wrong. So, and we're sorry what we did. We know now that was the wrong way to do. But if you told us about you getting married with someone else, it's possible you may have not even done anything. You might have reacted the same way, wouldn't you? That might be true, but I had all this time afterwards to regret what I did. But then, as they were talking, Theo walked up. Who's about at the door? Oh, you. Theo, you were here too? Well, of course, it's my niece's birthday. So why wouldn't I? Brother, just calm down. Why aren't they even here? They came here to apologize. Apologize? Those two? Are you sure? Is not that another trick? No, we honestly are here to apologize, said the mom. We really are terrible sorry for what we did to you. By the way, how did you even know where I live? It's because I told him. Claire? You? Yes. I, even despite what your parents said back then, I could not allow this to split up your family so much. And even our daughters had even asked about their other grandparents. Why they never saw them, or seen them, or even heard from them. That's... I understand, said Noah. Are you really here for just being apologizing and not just trying to break this marriage up? No, 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 no. Noah. We... we deeply are sorry what we did. Theo looked at his parents like... At first he wasn't convinced. But after looking at his mom actually start crying... Here. What? For your tears. We, Noah, we accept your apology, even though this is only for Noah, but we understand. You want to come here to meet your granddaughters? They both nodded, and they were led out in the living room, and even though that Bella and Miranda asked who they were, and before they could say anything else, Claire said that was their paternal grandparents, who showed up for some gifts. And they actually had some gifts, some dolls, some toys for them. Even at that party, Noah actually took his dad to the side to have more conversation, continue to talk. And he still could actually see that his parents were serious about this. I'm sorry if I lied to you for another 2 years, and it's in the past now, Noah. Let's focus on what's in the future. You told me you're working for Claire's dad's company. Yeah, it's a pretty big software company. Ah, that one. Yeah, I heard about it, and I understand why you want to work there. Yeah, I hope that even back home that Sadie has no problem. About that. Sadie actually revealed to her mom about what happened, and shock enough, she was even angry. Really? No, she was, of course, was a bit angry at first, but after she met her fiance, she was actually accepted it. And that made us to realize that we should have done the same thing. That I appreciate. I just felt angry. I felt lost without you and mom in my life for the past few years, and but I'm just happy that both of you are back in my life. And I just wanted it to be like that. I want to be a big happy family again. We will be a happy family, Noah. His dad said, with a big smile. I really hope so too, Dad. From that day, Noah actually felt happy that his family was once again united. But even after all this time, he was considering to even reach out to his parents, try to convince them about his happy marriage when even have two daughters with Claire. But the most shocking of all this is that Claire had been talking to Noah's mom the whole time and even have kept her updated about their lives, especially about their daughter Bella and Miranda, and also that she invited his parents over for all this. She could understand that even though that Noah didn't express it, but she could have some sense that Noah was in pain not to be able to see his parents with his daughters. But he was just happy that Claire had did this. Ever since that day, it happened that from time to time that Noah's parents are coming over to Tennessee to see their granddaughters, and they're also going back to Oregon to spend time with his family back there. And this is how Noah and Sadie find a true love, got a big family together. The end.